Welcome to the Palma Pioneer Pantry. We're the Palmas. My name is Marin, and we decided to start this YouTube channel to document our journey to eat a more healthy diet and to learn to grow, preserve, and store food. To kick off this channel, we're going to be participating in the Three Rivers Homestead Pantry Challenge. And in this video, I just wanted to explain the rules that we've decided to hold ourselves to and start off by showing you kind of an inventory of our pantry. So I hope that you enjoy the video, and let's get started. First, we have never done this before. I usually go to the grocery store every week for one reason or another. So this is going to be quite difficult for us. We also I'm not great at cooking from scratch. I do cook from scratch a lot of the time, but we also eat a lot of prepared foods and a lot of just peanut butter sandwiches and cheese quesadillas. So as we try to increase the variety of our diet and use the things that I have stored in our pantry so far, I'm hoping that this challenge will force us to do that. But as that is, I'm not a super experienced cook, so I don't always make things that taste great. And so one of our rules that we are following is that if there's nothing for my husband to take for lunch to work, or nothing for me to take to work, whether that's because what I made just was not good and didn't turn out, or I didn't make enough and we don't have leftovers, or just we got busy and didn't have time to make sandwiches to take, then it's okay for either of us to go out for lunch while we're at work. The other rule that we're following is milk is a really big part of our diet. I probably eat too much cold cereal, but if I run out of cold cereal, that's that. But like I said, milk is a pretty big part of our diet, and we also like things like sour cream and eggs. And cheese, and I have a pretty good supply of cheese because I feel like that lasts for a long time, but eggs and milk and sour cream and even cottage cheese are not things that I'm comfortable storing long term yet, so we are allowing ourselves to go to the grocery store and purchase those if we run out. Other than that, we are going to try not to spend any money on groceries. We're not going to go out to eat as a family, or other than just my husband or I going out for lunch at work if we need to. My husband is definitely a little bit nervous about this, and honestly so am I, so we're going to start with the first 2 weeks of January and reassess. I expect us to be able to do at least January without going to the grocery store. But like I said, we're going to reassess just every 2 weeks and see how it goes. The next thing we're going to do is take a little tour of our downstairs storage area and our pantry and the items that we have on hand. And then later this week, we will put out a video that goes through our freezer and the things that we have stored there. So let's get started with that pantry inventory. So this is our laundry room and food storage area. It's down in our basement. Over here to the left, we have our bulk dry goods, our root cellar produce, water storage, and dog food. Over to the right, we have 2 wire shelves, as well as some food in bins on the floor, and then the groceries from yesterday that need to be put away. The first major project I'm planning to do this winter is to build custom food storage shelves. They'll be about the same depth and width as the shelves that are in there right now, but they'll go all the way to the ceiling. The shelves will take up this entire area and will be on wheels so that we can pull them out in order to access the food. Something like this.
Now we're going to get those groceries put away and organize a few other things. This is just a quart jar that I filled up with tap water and put a used lid on. I read somewhere that jars take up just as much space empty as full, so you should always store your jars with water in them. It's a great way to store extra water. I'm not sanitizing these jars first or adding bleach or anything, so this won't be drinking water, but if we need water for the dogs or for cleaning or washing hands, this will be great. And if we need to, we can always boil it before we drink it. I try to add the newest food at the back and keep the oldest food up front, but it's kind of hard right now with our limited storage. I am really looking forward to these new storage shelves. This is canned taco meat that I made for my parents as a Christmas gift. They weren't able to take it home with them right now, so we're storing it here for a little bit longer. I have a few more empty jars and used lids that I can fill with water, so I'm going to gather those up, get lids and rings for them, and run fill them up with water. Then I just put them back in empty spots on the shelves. And other than a couple of things to move around on the bulk side, we are done putting things away. Next, I'll go through and show you what we have. So here we've got our canned goods. We've got lots of vegetables, lots of refried beans. We really like those. Cream of chicken, soup with herbs. In the back we've got some jalapeno peppers and a few other cans. I think there's some evaporated milk back there, some different soups, some different canned meats. We've got this Southwestern 3-bean chili that my parents gave to my husband for a Christmas gift. Then we've got our condiments, Worcestershire sauce, Dijon mustard, Parmesan cheese, barbecue sauce. I think we've got some soy sauce back there, ketchup, lime juice, and some ragu. We do keep some of those upstairs in the fridge, but I like to keep backups. This box here on the left is a bunch of little things that either I bought too much and they didn't fit in their container, or I think we've got some hot chocolate mix in there, so we just keep those in there. This ice cream bucket is cornbread mixes that I made a while ago, so it's easy to whip up some cornbread. We've got baking soda for cleaning and cooking, raisins because those are my favorite easy snack, olive oil, and some quick oats that I bought just in case we ever need them. We've got some bulk Parmesan cheese here, a couple of empty half-gallon jars, vanilla, honey, I think that's apple cider vinegar, yeast, that's pancake syrup, and then vegetable oil, some mandarin oranges that I bought to try so that we can try to get some more fruit into our sun, tomato paste, moving too fast, peanut butter, and mayonnaise is up there. I like Ovaltine. I also mix it with Carnation Instant Breakfast Drink because it has more protein. Got some pickles, and then we have a few different kinds of crackers. And then my all-time favorite food is macaroni and cheese, and I have yet to find a homemade recipe that I like better than Kraft. And then the Winco stuff is just in case. We have some cake mixes. We like to do s'mores during the summer, so we've got marshmallows and chocolate bars. Then we've got some energy drinks for my husband who goes to work really early in the mornings. We've got formula. I do breastfeed, but we have formula to supplement because my supply has never been as good as I'd like it to be. We have a couple other drink type things over there. I keep my quart jars right here for now. Then I have in the back some water like we talked about, and Rice Krispie treats are my favorite snacks, so they were on sale the other day at the grocery store, so I bought a box. We have some drinks that my husband enjoys, carbonated water. Then we've got kind of our cereal area, Cheerios, Frosted Mini Spooners, Corn Chex, Honeycombs, and some Rice Krispies in the back. Over here we've got a few bulk things. We've got corn meal, I think it's cornmeal, powdered sugar, barley. We like to have a beef barley soup every now and then, so I keep some barley on hand. And then just above that is our bulk spices, where I keep half-pint jars of spices upstairs, but I keep these bigger amounts downstairs. Here we've got some taco meat and ground beef that we're keeping for my parents. I talked about that before. To the right we have our pulled pork and canned beef chunks. Then we have mostly canned chicken on this shelf, and a little bit of, we have a beef stew and a couple more of those ground beef. Up here we have peaches that I canned this summer, grape jelly that's actually from 2 years ago, some empty pint jars, half-pint jars, and then applesauce that I canned this summer. Then this jar that I'm trying to find right here is actually dehydrated powdered mashed potatoes. And then we have a few jars of salsa left and some empty pint jars. This top shelf is where we keep our grape juice. My parents have grapes at their house, and every year I go up and help with the harvest and processing of them, so we get grape juice from that. Then we have this is just cheese dip that I got as a treat for my husband because I thought I was going to be going out of town, and then plans changed, and we like to have tortilla chips for snacks. Over here is my bulk food section. I keep most of them in these 5-gallon buckets with Gamma Seal lids. Got 2 buckets of white flour, only one of them's full, 2 of whole wheat flour, a bucket of macaroni elbow noodles, a couple of buckets of egg noodles. This is popcorn, salt, sugar, and this bucket right here is just things that we haven't opened yet. Packages of pasta and other things that we store that don't have enough space. We have old-fashioned oats, and then we have 1 bucket of white rice, Up here we store some of our produce, potatoes. I'm not planning on storing those in bulk really until I can grow them myself, but I bought a bag from the grocery store and that's what's left. Then we have some onions that I bought at a farmer's market this summer and they're lasting really well. I might actually do that with potatoes this next year if we don't get a good harvest. I have a couple of extra buckets for if we get more root storage veggies next year. This is our emergency water storage. Eventually we will have more, but our storage space is really limited right now. I am also storing water in leftover vinegar jugs or gallon jugs, anything that we have available. And then we like to keep 2 bags of dog food on hand just in case, because we don't like to change their food too often, and every once in a while the store that we go to runs out of this brand. It's a Nutrisource, I believe, is the brand that we use. So that is our food storage in our pantry. So that's what our pantry's looking like right now. If you saw anything that you think is missing from our pantry, or if you have any favorite recipes using the ingredients we have on hand, please leave me a comment. I'm really hoping to learn from this community. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like. If you want to follow along with our journey, please subscribe. We post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And thanks for being here with the Palma Pioneer Pantry.